I'm Howard Reisman, the CEO of Stock Rover. In this video, we're going to introduce the table and show many of its powerful features. This is part one of the two-part video introduction to the table. The table is designed to help investors compare investment opportunities across many dimensions of financial, operational, and price performance. It uses a spreadsheet-like paradigm where the spreadsheet is pre-populated with lots of highly specialized financial data. The table is packed with features and customizable settings such that any investor can completely tailor the table to fulfill their own investment style and needs. So let's dive in. The table consists of rows and columns. The rows are the tickers in the data set that you are interested in. They can range from anything from an ad hoc list of tickers you requested quotes on, to tickers in your portfolios, to stocks or ETFs that pass a screener that you've just run, to the stocks in the Dow 30, or the S&P 500. The columns can contain any of the over 600 financial, price, and operational metrics Stock Rover maintains on each ticker. Each column displays one metric. The columns are grouped into views. Each view comprises a set of columns that are generally related. For example, the valuation view will have columns for price to earnings, price to book, and price to sales, and other valuation metrics. Each view shows as a tab above the table. Stock Rover ships with a robust set of default views, but you can add, delete, and modify views as much as you want to get the exact set of views to suit your needs. Let's begin by discussing the rows, showing how to select and load different data sets into the table. For a view, let's start with the profile view. The set of tickers you see in the table is controlled by the item you've selected in the navigation panel on the left. For example, if you select the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the table will load with the Dow 30 stocks. You can select specific sectors and industries. Here I load the long-term care industry from the healthcare sector. You can load ETFs as well. I'm going to switch the table view to ETF and fund profile and load the US equity large growth ETFs. Then I will sort by expense ratio. You can select the positions in your portfolio. Here I will select a sample portfolio called Income Portfolio and also switch to the Portfolio Performance view. You can also view watch lists in the same way. For watch lists, I'm going to switch the view to returns versus the S&P 500. Stock Rover provides a number of useful watch lists by default. Here you can see the list. Let's select cloud computing and see how the cloud companies are doing versus the S&P 500 over a variety of time periods. If we scroll to the bottom, we can see the summary line that indicates in aggregate how the cloud companies are doing. This is an equal weighted summary, so every company counts the same. So we can see the 5-day, the 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, year to date, 1 year, 2 year, and 5-year return versus the S&P 500. Let's switch to screeners. To run a screener, you just need to open the screener tree and click on the screener you want to run. Stock Rover ships with a variety of useful screeners that you can run, and there are many more in the Stock Rover library that you can add. Let's take a brief tour of that. With any of the screeners, you can modify them, remove them, and create new ones as you see fit. Let's run the always popular Petrovsky High F screener. One click does it. Here's the results. A couple of more things of note. If you want to include positions for more than one portfolio, for example, you can right-click on the folder that holds the portfolios and select Show All Stocks. This also works on other areas. For example, if we want to see all the stocks in a sector, let's choose basic materials as an example. You can do the same thing. Here we can see in basic materials the 250 companies. If you just click on the higher level folder, you'll see the table fill with lower level folders, which can then be clicked on themselves, which allows you to drill down further. Let's do this with sectors. Now let's select the consumer cyclical sector. When we click on it, we get all the industries that comprise the consumer cyclical sector. Clicking on an industry gets us to the individual stocks. Let's click on lodging to see the individual tickers. Finally, let's talk about quotes. Quotes are a list of tickers that you type by hand. So let's switch to quotes. As you can currently see, there are no quotes, so let's add a few. We can add Apple, Amgen, and CVS. Let's also switch our view to the fair value view. Now, when we switch the data set to the Dow 30, we can see that the quotes are still included in the table. This is a powerful feature of Stock Rover, making it easy to add tickers for comparison to any data set. Note that there are now 32 tickers in the data set, not 33, and also that Amgen and CVS are bolded, but Apple is not. This is because Apple is a natural member of the Dow 30, whereas Amgen and CVS are not. The bolding is there to remind you that the ticker is not normally part of the data set being viewed, but is only included because it's part of the quotes, and quotes are included in the table. To change whether a ticker in the quotes block shows up in the table or not, you can click on the quotes down arrow in the tree, or on the quotes label in the table header. In either case, you get a drop-down with checkboxes that you can turn on or off to include or exclude the table. Let's remove Amgen from the table. We turn the checkbox off and Amgen is no longer there. To toggle for all quotes, just use the little on-off button next to the quotes. I will turn off quote inclusion, and CVS will be removed as well. Apple stays because it's part of the Dow 30. You can see that there are 2 quotes enabled, but overall quotes are not included in the table. You can see this via the line that goes through the 2 next to quotes. Well, that will do it for part 1 of the introductory tour of the table. I hope you found the video useful. Be sure to check out part 2, which covers views, manipulating the table, peers, historical data, and tooltips. Thank you for watching.